Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset, episode 128. This podcast is about anything and everything related to Destiny the game. If you love playing Destiny 2 as much as we do, you're in the right place. This reset, we catch up on the post-holiday madness, we talk shop with the one and only Professor Broman, covering everything from coffee to cons to Curse of Osiris. Hello, Guardians, and welcome. It's AER0KNIGHT, and of course, CyborgSasquatch. Hey, man.
Hello.
How are you?
Good day. Doing all right, man. Busy week. Fun week.
Mm-hmm.
Just plug along, as always.
The usual.
You know, getting back into the swing of the real world. The holidays are over.
Yeah, so it's back to the New Year
makes me
routine.
so sad, man.
Yeah.
Makes me realize how much I love Christmas.
Right.
And especially the New Year, like 2, 3 to 4 day weekends and lots of time with the family. And then I had to like jump right in, put my nose to the grindstone. I was like, all right, time to get back to work.
You have to like mentally prepare yourself for it.
Yeah. Stop screwing around, you know.
Back to the work week.
Yeah, but it's been good, man. How's it going for you?
Going great. Pretty much a lot of the same. Just getting back in the groove of things. You know, work, school, all the stuff.
Absolutely.
Getting the family.
Kids are back in school this week for you?
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Mine go back Monday.
Okay.
It was funny. We thought, for some reason, my wife thought that he started school Thursday, and he goes to pre-K, and it's like 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So she thought that he just went Thursday and then would go back Monday. And he had like a mini meltdown Thursday morning. He's like, I don't want to go to school. And he's like flipping out. And it was this whole ordeal. And she finally gets him in the car to go to school. And she gets to school. Nobody's there. She's like, oh no. And he was like, yeah, let's go.
It worked. Nobody else came.
Dude,
it's so funny you say that. It's so funny you say that because we
had...
almost did the same thing. I text my wife and I'm like, wait a second. I read an email, like an email update for the last week that school was in session. And it's like, wait a second. That is not tomorrow. That's the next day. So we almost would have done the exact same thing.
Right. Yeah. So, but he officially goes back Monday finally. I was like, all right, you gonna go to school Monday? You gonna be all right with this? He's like, yeah.
Yep. Couple days worth of hyping up.
Yeah, he wants to go. He wants to go and see his friends and stuff. But he, it's like he's been used to being at home for a couple weeks, so now just gotta get back into the routine. You know? Exactly. That's about how I felt when I had to go to work. I'm like, I don't want to go to work.
I don't want to. And too bad when you showed up, everyone was there.
They were still there, yeah. I had to work.
Yep, everybody came, dang it.
Yep.
So.
All right, man. Well, let's get this show on the road. We got any announcements this week?
You know what? We have an announcement of an announcement. Okay. We told you guys last week we extended the Amazon gift card. We have 3 $50 gift cards that were given to us by Dropkick Hoonigan to give away. We asked you guys to email us and tell us about someone that you want to enter to win, someone that's awesome, someone that's done some cool things. And we are going to announce it this week on Twitter. As you're listening to this, the deadline is hit. It was today. So if you got an email in before today, excellent. But we will announce on Twitter 3 winners, $50 each gift cards.
Absolutely.
By the end of the week, I would say. Don't you think, Cyborg? Probably by Friday.
Maybe by today.
Ooh, could be today.
Just go to Twitter and see.
Extra hype. At Destiny Reset, you'll see it. And
absolutely.
You'll get an email from us also. So
yes.
Sounds good.
All right.
That's the only announcement, man. Yeah, we got news. What news now? It's a good thing we got a amazing guest on this week because the news consists of like 5 sentences.
Yep.
Between 2 items.
Pretty quiet. We got a little blog post from Deej, who has returned to Bungie headquarters And he said, well, we would like to give you all a warm welcome to 2018. We hope your holiday season was filled with family, friends, and maybe even a fire team of guardians to share in some winter cheer. The dawning festivities thaw to a close on January 9. You'll still have time to make a snowball and tag your best friend or your most dreaded strike boss. There's a new calendar on the wall, and we're already angling to fill it with a new season of rituals and rewards that will be available to all. One by one, our teammates are returning to the studio to get back to work. We'll tell you about our plans for the next update to Destiny 2 in the next This Week at Bungie blog address on January 11th. See you Starside in this new year.
There you go.
So, news to come. I know we had a little Twitter from Chris Barrett talking about some meetings that they were starting to have and little teases for some communication I'm sure that we will see this month at some point on what some of their new plans are.
The TWAB next week hopefully will be pretty meaty with some future plans. I will say when I read the first sentence of that second paragraph where he said, and we're already angling to fill it with a new season of rituals. I was like, ooh, season. That might not be the best word to use. We don't want to move to another season right now.
Easy now.
We need some stuff in this season first.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they're probably talking about faction rally and Iron Banner.
Exactly.
Will probably be pretty soon, I would imagine, after the reset, because they did post a hotfix on the 3rd. Very straightforward. Players who do not own Curse of Osiris now may once again access Iron Banner and Faction Rally. Mm-hmm. So that is resolved. I'm assuming they're queuing those things up to pop up pretty soon here in January, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, as we speak, the players don't already know what we do not right now, and one of them launches. I didn't think it would the week after, but they don't have a lot of room to play with in January.
I think like Faction Rally would fit perfect, this reset, if they could wedge that in, and then maybe they could line up Iron Banner to follow. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. It'll be, it's just one of those things. I'm so used to Iron Banner all through D1 for the most part. It was like right in the middle of the month. So yeah, it's like they got 4 weeks to play with, sometimes 5, but it's crazy how they run out of time in a month if they don't get those events out.
Yep.
But with this Faction Rally, it was confirmed we get ghosts and ships, right? It was this one?
Yeah, they did say ghost ships and I think sparrows will be in the loot pool that you can earn through some device. I don't know if they are part of packages or if they'll have a way to just directly earn it. But either way, I'm excited for that. I want to get my new Monarchy ship that, God, I hope isn't bugged.
Oh, man, yeah. It took forever for me to get both of those Dead Orbit ships in D1, but I was thrilled when I got them.
Yeah, those were tough to get. But yeah, looking forward to what they got in store for us.
Yeah, I think we're going to see everything from some plans with Eververse all the way to prestige rewards. You had you had pointed out last week, I think, they hinted towards the Masterworks and the prestige, and not saying they are for sure, but that would be pretty cool if you got a guaranteed Masterwork from different activities.
January could shape up to be a decent month. We'll see.
So we won't speculate anymore.
Yeah,
it could be exciting. It will be.
Well, that is all the news this week, folks. Next week, plenty of news to come, we are sure. In the meantime, how was your reset?
Dude, my reset was not a lot of gaming.
Low key?
It was pretty low key. I ran some strikes. I don't know what it is. I'm not playing a lot of Crucible right now when I hop on, and it's not that I just don't enjoy it. I've just been wanting to play PvE. So again, like I said, the times that I'm Arrow's saying PvE.
Right.
It's like I mentioned last week, the times that I'm hopping on, there's not a lot of people on, whether there would be at prime hours or not. Right now, it's like 1 a.m. if I hop on. 1 a.m, there's not a whole lot of people playing, and I'm like, I don't know how long I'm going to be on, so let's boot up some strikes. And I'm still running Bubble Titan, so It's fun, man. I'm having like a crisis right now. I can't figure out what platform to play on. I don't remember if I mentioned this on the show last week, but I finally kind of decided, like, okay, I'm going to run PvE stuff on PlayStation. Okay. I'm going to run PvP stuff on PC. Of course, I'd have to mesh a little PvE in on PC because I'd have to grind for some weapons or something. But I'm like, okay, one here, one there. That's how I'm going to divvy this up, because it's different than it was for me with PS4 and Xbox. Because Xbox, I had a character on there that I made sure was high enough light to run PvE or PvP content. Sorry, the Crucible trials, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with PC, I want to keep them balanced. I don't know why. Like I can't. It's almost like it probably to an extent has caused me not to get on a night or two, because I don't know which one to get
analysis
on.
paralysis.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So anyways, long story short, it's like my brain just wants to give like a goal for each platform, because I'm not like, I have one character on each, man. So you'd think I could, I don't know. I'm not putting in enough hours to be able to like fully grind every aspect of the game on both platforms. So I need to like divvy up a goal for each. And that's what I came up with. I don't know how feasible it is, but I don't want to like stop playing on console, like
I didn't jump on PC at all till I had pretty much like tapped all the content out on my Xbox, and like then I was able to just play PC, every week for a few weeks. But I haven't touched PC since Curse of Osiris came out. I don't know if I will, because it's really tough to keep up. Like you're saying, like 2 different platforms, and I don't know. Maybe if things get kind of slow in a month or so, like we don't know when the next DLC comes out, like maybe I'll pick it up on PC, and cause that's kind of what I did with PlayStation when I started playing there, was I would just, come in a couple months later and play this stuff, and
well,
it kept things fun.
Part of my problem is like I'm playing enough for one platform, but I'm not playing enough throughout the week to like grind out 2 characters on 2 different platforms, like you said. And it's like, it's weird because I know what the PvP offers on PC. So that's where I came up with that. It's not that I don't want to play PvP on console. It's just I know how hand cannons shoot on PC.
Yeah.
And it's so appealing. So I'm like,
thing to keep in mind too is that, like especially with trials, the player population has been really low lately.
It has.
Which has its downside of if it's only like the most dedicated people playing, then it's going to be really, really sweaty.
Yep.
And that is what it is. But I would rather play where there's a bigger pool of players, Yeah.
I
mean, even on Xbox, we were playing one weekend and we ran into the same team twice in 2 matches.
Wow.
It's like, really, like, is it that, low, like is it that difficult to match us up that you're gonna stick us with somebody twice in a row?
That's crazy.
And unfortunately it was like a team that was literally mopping the floor with us.
So here you go again.
Game, we're just like,
here's a second chance.
Oh god.
Yep. Well, my other thing too is on PS4, like I've really been working on my PvE builds, and I have like I'm one piece of armor away from like exactly what I want for my Bubble Titan. I have like 7-7. I have 0 in my mobility, dude. So it's like it's 0-7-7, and
it's a nice build. That's good.
I know, and I've got Void in all of my armor pieces. I want a different set of shoulders for my Titan, but it's like, and then I've got the Masterwork, at least one of them that I want. So it's I mean, you can tell by me talking to you guys how I came to the conclusion of one PvE and one PvP, because it's the classic. I get on PC and I'm like, man, I don't want to like, I mean, it's fun, but I have it on PlayStation. I don't want to like rebuild my PvE build, so I'll just play PvP on here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know.
Doubt.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
So, regardless, I'm having a good time. Strikes are fun right now, man. Like and I think it's the whole Bubble Titan thing. Saint 14, I forgot like how much I loved that helm. And it is like, it's giving me like fun. This D1 nostalgia, like that I'm just loving. I popped that bubble, dude, like you said, in strikes, and people are like,
oh, a bubble.
Wow, cool. Huh. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Anyways, all right. That's my tangent or my string of words there. What about you?
Reset.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, so mine's kind of mixed. You know, I got a raid layer in.
Nice. What do you think of the raid layer? We've talked about it a little bit, but
yeah, we've only kind of touched on it a little bit. Like it is a lot of fun, man. It's that the end boss, like the boss of the lair.
Mm-hmm.
I think is probably one of the best raid encounters they've ever designed. Okay. And there's a few different reasons, but I like to just compare it to basically it's like a mashup of the mobility and the movement of Wrath of the Machine with Axis,
mm-hmm.
combined with elements of Vaulted Glass, and it just kind of puts all those things together, and you get this super fun. It's definitely challenging. Like it demands a lot from the team, but it doesn't require any one person to shoulder a bigger burden than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody kind of plays a similar part, and I just find it really enjoyable, but it can be really punishing. It can be hard, but not in ways that are too buggy or anything like that. Like you just have to be able to execute stuff, and I find it a lot of fun, and it's really refreshing to have, you know, another encounter besides the Leviathan raid to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. You know, like I was playing with one of our members, Jumpsmith, and he brought up, you know, like a good point that it's probably one of the most challenging pieces of content right now. And it's difficult to bring people in that haven't done it yet. Like we've been doing it every week with, you know, bringing in 1, 2, 3 fresh people in, but that encounter can take hours just to fine tune getting it done. Like,
yeah, I was going to say, cause I've heard that it's shorter. Obviously they told us, and I've heard since that it's shorter than the raid, but that's obviously if your team knows
it's shorter, but you gotta be like, if everybody was completely on top of their game and had run it before, and everybody knew the same strategy, and like we went in like as a team knowing what we're doing, like we could do it in like 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, you'll spend, you know, it's like any final raid boss. Like if you don't have it down, you can be there for 4 hours.
Right.
I don't think we've gone that long yet, but you know, sometimes 2-3 hours to just get it all perfect. And sometimes it's just a matter of like maximizing each DPS phase and,
mm-hmm.
you know, working with the team that you have to get everybody's builds what they need to be and the right weapons to maximize things. There's a lot of moving parts to it. So, but we need to do it, man. I think you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I really do want to jump into it. Like I said, I don't want to take as long as I did to run Leviathan, even though that was well worth the wait. But I've heard, I mean, until I jump into it, I've heard, like you're talking about the final encounter, it's a lot of moving around, and well, I've heard pretty much everything you just said. So
sucks to run it as a warlock.
Yeah, there you go.
I've been running it on my Titan the past
Classic
couple
warlock.
weeks with hammers.
Warlock problems.
So, yeah.
That's funny. What is the I just skimmed across this a few different feeds too. Like, is there just a couple weapons that you can get in this thing? Because that was another
I don't
issue,
know
right?
how many weapons. I know that there's I've gotten a grenade launcher and I've gotten a shotgun.
Okay.
I don't know what other weapons drop.
But there's I don't know for
full
sure,
armor
but there
sets
wasn't much.
for each character, separate armor sets.
Okay.
The Titan armor set is maybe the most hideous armor set in the game ever.
Why?
Like, it literally looks like a beetle. I
was gonna say
literally a beetle.
It's gonna have to. You know, you're a fan of the Hive stuff. I wasn't a big fan of like the Crota looking armor on my Titan. But if it's a beetle, what does it look like a beetle for?
It
if
is
it's Vex,
wacky
boss?
looking, man. And then the
dude, they could make Vex armor look so cool.
The hunter armor looks like, the best way somebody put it was like, it looks like you're wearing spandex with like knee pads and shoulder pads and stuff. And then the warlock armor looks like you're in the movie Dune. Like there's a funny like I'm not sure what the inspiration for these were. Like they're interesting to say in the least, but
there's really trying to get Vex armor in Eververse, right? I've seen a couple of the pieces.
Yeah, tied to the expansion.
Yeah, I've seen some helmets.
I haven't looked at the full sets. I have I got the Warlock helmet to drop, and it looks like a harpy, I guess. Or not? Is it a harp? No. Yeah, something.
I can't remember if it was the Hunter or the Titan one that I saw, but I usually like that armor. I love the Vault of Glass. I have my Vault of Glass Titan figurine sitting over here.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. But yeah, so I'm surprised. I mean, the final boss, I mean, what are the other bosses in that layer? I mean, I'm surprised like you said, what the inspiration was for that armor, like what the lore reasoning.
Well, in each set, similar to the Leviathan, each set, belonged to one of Callus's shadows.
Okay.
So that's each set in the Leviathan was, inspired or belonged to, quote unquote, to one of his shadows that died. And so it follows that same theme.
Not what you're
like the Warlock
fighting.
set is he wasn't a captain, not a fallen captain, but like an Archon or something, like Archon priest or something like that. I can't remember what the other two are related to, but they all follow that theme, but it doesn't like totally look like that, if that makes sense. I don't know.
That makes
kind
sense.
of scratching my head at
them. I like the Titan Leviathan gear. It's like all, how would you describe it? It looks fancy. You put that,
the
put
Regal.
that shader on it. Yeah, the Regal.
The Regal. They all look like that. I like a lot.
I still wish though, like a certain like set you could get like made you look like Gaul or something as a Titan. Like I want, like normally I don't like the big bulky stuff, like I steer away from that. But if they had a specific set that just made you look like massive, that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Really only work for the Titan, I guess.
I liked Gaul's armor because he basically looked like a Gundam.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, with the wing things on his back, because those were always things that were on Gundams. They would have these like wing looking apparatus. They didn't serve a purpose. Like they were maybe like sometimes they would fold up on their shoulder and shoot something, but that's what he reminded me of. So that would be a really cool set to see on a Titan, like a
I wish, dude.
Gaul Gundam wing looking.
Yeah, that would look so cool. And then do solid white, which is pretty much what I already run most of the time anyways. Man, I saw on Twitter the last week or two, I don't know how I missed it. I'm sure you probably have seen them. But I didn't realize they had a Gaul little figurine on the Bungie store. It's
Those
sold out
just
right
came
now.
out. I have them.
I want the Gaul for sure. Like,
I almost pulled the trigger in the Bungie store, and I had spent so much money last month on presents and just everything that I was like, oh, just hold off. And I ended up going by GameStop after Christmas, and they had one of each of the new ones because they had the. Oh, really?
I didn't realize I'll do that.
The Zavala, Ikora, and Gaul. I really like the Gaul one.
Those are. I thought those were different than like the pop ones. Or they are.
They're different than the pops.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So
these
are there only those three?
Made by Big Shot.
Okay.
I think so. If you get all of them, the Cade that came as a pre-order was the first one of the set.
Okay.
Right. And then there was a Saladin that you can get.
Yeah, with the wolves, right?
With the wolves, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what they were missing was that the rest of the Vanguard, and then the Gaul I had seen a picture of one that was on a display at like E3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, when are these going to come out? And they finally came out. Which,
yeah,
speaking of, there is another Series 2 of the Destiny Pops that are available for pre-order right now. I don't know when they come out, but there's a Gaul, a Sweeper Bot.
Oh, nice.
What else was there? I want to say maybe a Amanda Holiday. I'm not positive. I mean, I need to look it up. There was like 4 or 5 of them.
Wow.
If you're into that sort of stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, I really want to get the whole set of the other ones. I've got Shax and Zur for the Pops.
Yeah.
I'd like to get actually I'd like to get the Vanguard, the trio.
Yeah, I like having all little Vanguards.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to get those other ones, I think.
Get them, dog. I mean, I'm out of space.
Can you even get the Saladin anymore? Anywhere? It's probably pretty...
probably through GameStop. You might be able to pick it up.
I'm gonna have to be swinging by there this week.
He wasn't as crazy high demand, you know.
I'm running behind on my figurine
somewhere.
collection.
I was at Target today and I saw the Saladin action figure.
Oh, I have that, man.
Which I never bought.
Dude, I just did it one day. I got they had finally got my Target, like, for some reason is just lagging behind a bit on the Destiny stuff, but they finally went in there and they had the ghosts and they had Saladin, and I'm like, I'm doing it.
Oh, they had the ghost vinyls?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, wow.
This was a couple months ago, but
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't real recent, but they finally got them like weeks after you'd already bought yours.
Right.
And I just picked up Saladin too. They're both set on my shelf now.
Nice.
So, yes, sir.
Very
Anyways,
nice.
Did you do anything else other than the lair?
I've been tinkering around with some other stuff when I had game time. I finished Super Mario Odyssey. Well, I finished the campaign.
Right. I've heard like the game just keeps going.
Yeah, there's a lot more. I mean, I have 230 moons, and I think if you got all the moons, there's like 800.
Nice.
Which blows my mind because I don't know where the hell they are, but so I had finished that. So then I just last night started playing Oxenfree a little bit.
Cool.
Which was also, like, I think last month or 2 months ago was a Xbox Live Gold free game.
Mm-hmm.
But I got it on Switch because it looked like a good, handheld game. So started playing that. Started playing Undertale on the PC, which people have been telling me I need to play for a long, long time. So I started playing that. It's enjoyable.
Very cool.
So just kind of like dipping my toes in just different stuff whenever I had time. When I couldn't get on Destiny and, like, as I call it, crack out.
Right. Yeah.
For a while,
I know, man. That's where the Switch comes in handy, dude. I've been playing Zelda, and then good old Dirt Fam team was looking out for me because I told him I was waiting on Assassin's Creed to go on sale for $30 again, and my buddy Darth tweeted me. He's like, "Okay, it's $30 on Amazon again." So I picked it up, and I got it. It
price,
was setting,
man.
Yeah, it was sitting in our game room, dude, on just with the plastic wrap, and I'm like, I can't. I just want to play it so bad. I'm like, why do I put these rules on myself? I don't have to finish Zelda. So I'm like, I'm putting it in. Like, I just want to play it. If I keep playing it, cool. If I decide like, okay, I'm going to finish Zelda, whatever, but I just had to play it. So I popped that in this week, and I've like barely scratched the surface, but man, I know you played it some.
Yeah,
but, I can definitely see
some hours in it before Curse of Osiris.
Yeah, I just love that environment. That's just so appealing to me.
Yeah, it's a really pretty location
Egyptian,
and time period that they picked.
So cool, yeah. And then I've still been playing on Epic on Switch, and just fitting some stuff here and there when we can.
Yeah, just doing the games, bro.
Yep. How's your Switch? You got a Switch since the last.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like, I've really only played up till recently. I'd only played Mario and some Mario Kart, and then I had gotten a code for Skyrim from my buddy Matty.
Same.
Hooked it up, and so I
did
got
do
that
that
installed.
too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went through like the opening sequence. You know,
So did I. Yep. I just launched my character, dude, so that I could just know that I could play.
Exactly.
Like I'm ready to play.
I was like, I'll go ahead and do this so that like, if I want to like pull it up, I'm good to go.
Yep.
So I went through like the whole hour, 2 hours of the entire, intro and prologue until you get to that little mill.
Yes.
And it brought back some memories, man, because I haven't played that intro since the game like first came out. Like I bought it when it released and played it on Xbox for like hundreds of hours, but I hadn't seen that intro in so long. I was like, kind of reminiscing. It's funny.
Yes. It's so great on the Switch. Like it's just that portable aspect of it.
It works well.
Fantastic.
I did find that after sitting there for an hour or two, that my hands got more fatigued than other types of games. I think because of how you use the triggers. So I think I realized that if I'm going to play it, I'm probably going to dock it and use a controller.
Yeah. Yep. So. I forget you can even do that. I've done that a few times. Just
because I got the Pro controller to to use. I haven't even tried it though yet. It's just sitting there charged, but
it's nice.
I need to.
It's closer to the Xbox controller, so you'll be good. It's a little smaller.
Yeah. The only thing, man, is I have like really big hands, and holding it feels small. It feels kind of small. I don't know.
It's definitely smaller. I'm sitting here looking at mine sitting next to my Elite, and it's definitely smaller.
Yeah.
But I know you gave him a shout out, but thank you again, Maddie, for hook up. That's fantastic.
Thanks, dog.
I was almost going to buy it.
Well, we've got a big interview here. That I recorded at a different time.
Yes.
Also a different place. AER0KNIGHT couldn't make it, but we were able to sit down and have a talk with Professor Broman.
Finally get him on the show, dude.
Yep.
Finally.
And it was a great time. Awesome interview. Forgive me if my audio is not as great as I would like. But
hopefully we've already doctored it up and it doesn't.
Yeah, we're going to try to clean it up. But either way, enjoy my voice at a different place and time with Professor Broman. All right, I am here with the man himself, Professor Broman. How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm the man.
You are the man.
That's a nice compliment.
The man of the hour.
There's man of the hour.
Many men, but there's only one man here with me today.
All right. I love it.
So for those that are not familiar with Professor Broman, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Professor Broman. You may recognize me from one or two things in the Destiny universe. The first being I was the loud bald guy at the House of Wolves reveal that may or may not have ruined the DLC to you, according to Reddit.
That was my first exposure to you, by the way.
It was 180,000 people's first exposure to me.
Absolutely.
It was a fun experience coming off that. So there was that. And then, if you don't know me from there, you might know me from being part of the world's first team for King's Fall. And then, a number of a number of other top 10 finishes in the raids.
Hey, which is respectable. Yeah. I tried with the team, for Leviathan, and we got hung up on the dogs. We were keeping pace for a little while, but
dogs is tough. We got one for King's Fall, and then we got three for Leviathan, and then 2 for Eater of Worlds. So maybe it's time to count back up all the way. We'll see.
Seems like there's a trend.
There might be.
So, but to mention, you're a very successful Twitch streamer that focuses on Destiny. I
stream on Twitch. I started my career on Twitch in the speedrunning community. So I was very involved in AGDQ and SGDQ. AGDQ is coming up next week.
Nice.
Which is a huge charity effort from the speedrunning community. So I started there, speedrunning Borderlands 2, Insurgent Simulator, Dishonored, Skyrim. And then I always promised myself I'd never start playing an MMO again.
Oh God. And Destiny 1 in its vanilla state was so much of a ultra grindy MMO, and I got incredibly addicted and transitioned my content to being primarily Destiny content. Thankfully, on that did really well on Twitch for me. So yeah, now when I started streaming Destiny on Twitch, when it came out, I had about 42,000 followers on Twitch, and now we have 650 something thousand.
I'd say you did okay.
So yeah, so it's been pretty great, and the Destiny community has been a huge part of a lot of my life, and it's as a content creator, and it's incredible.
I've always thought it's so interesting how many people came from the Borderlands 2 community, because that is a game that I somehow found with two of my buddies that used to play a lot of co-op games together. And Borderlands 1 and 2, like, we just chewed it up. We played it over and over and had such a great time. But I wasn't even aware that what Twitch was at that time. But when Destiny was announced, we were like, oh man, like, this is going to scratch that Borderlands itch of the looter
I think
shooter.
a lot of people who played Borderlands 2 are still waiting for something
They're
to scratch that Borderlands itch.
It's funny how long we've been waiting.
We've been waiting, man.
But yeah, it's just crazy, like, how communities migrate to different games and stuff. And it makes me wonder, you know, what that's going to be like in the next 2 years or the next 5 years when the Destiny community changes. And I know that's way down the line, but there's always going to be another game to play, you know?
Yeah.
So where did you start gaming, man? Like, what was your childhood like? Did you play a lot of games as a kid, or?
Yeah, I mean, my first memory of playing a game to completion was Contra on the NES, but I obsessively played Game Boy. Like, I played Tetris and Mario and Kirby.
Oh yeah, man, Kirby.
I loved Kirby, so that was what I did most of the time. Yeah,
what was your favorite Kirby game?
Superstar was my favorite.
Okay.
On the Super Nintendo.
Kirby's Adventure. Did you ever play that one?
Kirby's Adventure. Which console was that?
I think Adventure was NES. I want to say.
The NES one was fun. I liked Superstar though.
Superstars are good
because of the mini games.
I'm waiting for the new one that's supposed to come out for Switch that they announced. Can't wait. So how did you end up with I guess falling into Destiny? Where did you find Destiny from Borderlands 2? Did you just see it was a great game to play, or?
Well, a lot of the content creators that I was collaborating with in the Destiny or in the Borderlands universe. So my brother, who the Destiny community might know as T-Rex, and my best friend, who the Destiny community would know as King Gathalion. We had been playing Borderlands together for a while. T-Rex was part of my speedrunning crew, and then Goth and I had crossed paths a lot because he was a former forum manager for the Gearbox forums and stuff. So we all knew each other, and then we found out about Destiny, and then we found out there was going to be a raid. And T-Rex and Goth, being big MMO junkies, were like, well, we need to get in on this and race for world first. Wouldn't that be cool? So that is how I got started. I played the beta. I didn't really play it a lot because I was still very focused on speedrunning at that point. And I was really in love with Monster Hunter, which is serendipitously releasing a sequel very soon at the end of this month. First time it's been back on consoles in a while, and I can't wait. Highly recommend that if you have been waiting for something to scratch that itch.
It looks really cool.
It'll get you there.
Yeah.
It'll get you there.
I'm planning on it.
Yeah. So that's how I found Destiny.
That's great, man.
Through the competitive nature of my friends.
Yeah. So we brought up a few minutes ago how your exposure to a lot of people in the Destiny community was live on Twitch with the House of Wolves reveal. And that was like that was my first real exposure of what Twitch broadcasters were like and what the Twitch platform could do. So I know that you always speak of it,
you know, like it's not your favorite memory, but it's kind of funny to you. But I always see it as like exposure to these really interesting personalities that I didn't realize existed or could exist in that platform. And so I've always followed you since then. And, you know, just happened to find Goth a really cool guy to follow too. And, have watched you guys, you know, grow like hell over the past couple of years and do such a great job in the community. I think being, kind of at the most visible portion of leadership in the community, you guys have done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
What is it like, I guess, for you knowing that you have so many people watching you in that way?
That's a big question. I would say, I feel a large amount of responsibility to take all of that attention and use it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I've always been taught ever since I was little, you're either a leader by choice or you're a leader by chance, but either way, you're a leader. And, very much so with, myself and anyone else that's really respected in the Destiny community, like Datto, Bife. These are all people who, you know, didn't have huge followings before Destiny came out, and through time and chance and effort and hard work and intelligence, obviously, not to discount any of those other things, you know, we are leaders now. And, for me, I try to always keep a level head and remain positive for as long as it makes emotional sense to me.
Yeah.
Which has, you know, people often confuse that with being a shill.
Sure.
But I'm just an optimistic person. So, you know, I'm the last person to give up on an idea and the first person to accept the real possibility of a new idea. So, it's really just an echo of my personality there. But I'd say that it's, you know, there's a lot of responsibility, but it's also, I'm incredibly honored that so many people would care about anything I have to say ever.
Well, I know how that feels too. I get surprised sometimes when people say, well, wait, I was really interested to hear what you thought about this. I'm like, why do you care? Like,
yeah,
it's just as smart, if not smarter than I am.
Always a surprise.
Yeah. So now that Destiny 2 is released, we have some obligatory questions. What is your favorite class that you've been playing now that Destiny 2 has brought all the changes to some of the classes?
Hammer Titan.
Hammer Titan's a lot of fun.
I like the Sunbreaking.
I've been using Sunbreaker in the raid lair to great effect.
So dominant. I love it. Love it.
Good. It's pretty good. What about, do you have any favorite weapons?
Do I have any favorite weapons?
What about in the expansion? Do you have any of the Curse of Osiris stuff that's stuck out to you?
I have all the forge weapons. Saint 14's shotgun is stupid fun. And I really like both of the SMGs that you can get from Brother Vance.
What do you think about the new raid lair shotgun?
The new raid lair shotgun.
Do you have it?
I don't think I've gotten it yet.
I think it breaks the game.
Really? It's that good?
It's ridiculous.
Oh, man, I want it now.
Go get it.
I'm
sure you play the game enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe get it, maybe. I don't know, man.
All right. Good luck to you. Best of luck. Best of RNG.
Thank you.
Big question, probably the most hard-hitting question of this interview.
Ooh.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
I am allergic to pineapple, and it would give me massive diarrhea. So
I think by default,
no, it does not belong on pizza because it would hurt my tummy.
We're on a good streak here.
Yeah.
We have very definitive camps of pineapple pizza lovers and haters.
Yeah, I mean, you got it, right?
Yeah. So this is going to be a controversial answer, I'm sorry to say. Tell us about some other things you've been into lately. I know you've got a couple of new projects that started in the past 6 months even that you've been working on.
Sure. Well, if you're talking about the newest project that I've been working on, we launched a coffee company.
Yeah.
Called King's Coast Coffee. It was spawned out of a need that myself and my business partners have for getting decent coffee to our houses, because there's no real good coffee shops here in Tampa. So
really,
no, the closest third wave coffee shop, which is anyone who's like a coffee snob, that's like people who roast in house and they try and source from specific farms to get the best quality and stuff like that.
Right.
The closest third wave coffee shop in Tampa to my house is like a 45-minute drive if there's no traffic.
Oh, God.
So I've only been there twice. So we wanted to take that sort of care and focus of like coffee quality and make it accessible to everyone. So we opened up, we did a little bit of reaching out on our networks, and we opened up Kings Coast Coffee with, so there's the three of us, myself, Corey, and Kevin, who you know. Corey and Kevin are also the co-founders of GuardianCon, along with myself. And some of Kevin's friends, one of which is a trained master coffee roaster and a New York City cop, and the other is an executive chef. So we have quite the crew of folks. We spent about 3 months researching the best blends for us to get together, and then we launched it September 5th. And yeah, I guess we're tomorrow will be 4 full months of operation for us. It's been going really great, and it's been exciting.
That is exciting. You guys have been working on a K-Cup launch, right?
Yeah. If you are so in the ever present reality of trying to meet everyone's demands, but also do something that we as a company our holding company, I don't know, I guess that's what you would call it, for GuardianCon and for Kings Coast is called Rare Drop. And one of our core beliefs is that everything we do has to give back in some way, shape, or form. So we had a lot of people asking for K-Cups, and all the coffee we get is, environmentally sourced, organic, stuff that's good for the farmers. It's fair trade. And K-Cups is sort of the opposite of that. Like, it is the pinnacle, the pinnacle of mass consumer, reality. I mean, I get it, dude. Listen, if you use K-Cups, I'm not going to slam you. That stuff saves you a lot of time. And time is the most valuable asset we had. So we sat down, instead of being overly pragmatic, we found the only K-Cup manufacturer in the U.S. that has residential recyclable plastic. Oh, wow. And this launch, we still catch crap for it, but we spent 2 months working with them we still have, organic fair trade coffee in the pods. It's residential recyclable. And we're selling it at market price for other K-Cups. Like, where there's not the other thing that I hate that coffee companies do is if you have like, oh, it's fair trade and organic and blah, blah, blah. They have the guilt markup. Like, right. Like, this is good for the environment, so it's not going to be as good for your wallet. We don't buy that. Yeah. So we developed all this stuff with the full intent of taking a hit on our bottom line to deliver a better product at the same price point, because we believe in the long term that if this is something people want, if they really want to keep buying K-Cups, we want to present them with the best possible option. And, if this reaches further into the market and it forces everyone else's prices down and it ends up saving a whole bunch of waste, then it was worthwhile.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, I'm incredibly passionate about this project in particular because it's just a really interesting way to approach solving a problem. Most folks say like, oh, this is bad, let's just boycott it. And I'm a huge fan of saying, okay, this is bad, let's reinvent it. Because I don't want to make anybody change their habits. That's hard to do. I'm trying to lose weight right now. It stinks. So just do what you've always done. Just you put a different thing in your coffee thing. So that's launching January 8th.
Awesome, man. Yeah. So
sorry to talk so much about coffee. I'm like obsessed a little bit.
No, I find it interesting. I'm a business buff, so everything you're telling me is very fascinating to me. Yeah. We actually have a member of our administration team for our community who is a huge coffee buff, and so much so that he does a weekly recommendation on a coffee podcast.
Ooh, that's pretty great.
I need to get some King's Coast in his hand.
Yeah, man. Maybe you could hit me up with some information for you guys, and we can see if we can make that happen for you.
Absolutely. I actually ordered some of the Get Woke roast over the holiday because I wanted to. I heard it was really good, and I like dark roast. So I was trying to get it before you came on. It actually made it in my mailbox today, but I haven't made it home yet.
Well, I look forward to your review. It's
like I literally wanted to drink it while we spoke so I could give you a real time review.
Oh man, that'd be scary, but I'd be as exciting too.
I was looking forward to, I thought it was going to be a great cup of coffee, but I'll let you know after the show.
It is. We source, I put my name on that one because it was the best cup that I've had.
Smart.
In maybe ever. There's a couple coffee shops in St. Louis that I might outclass it, but I mean, it's because they're like nationally recognized. And they don't ship to Finland like we do. So yeah. So if you're a fan of coffee, that roast is sourced from a region in Ethiopia called AER0KNIGHT, which is the smallest growing region, and we buy from two of the smallest and highest quality farms there for the roast. So it's a special thing.
Steep it, man.
And you're really gonna like it. You're really gonna
got some coarse ground, so I could put it in my French press and do it right. Can't wait. Well, if people want to check out some King's Coast coffee, where can they find it? On the web.
If they want to find King's Coast, I'm sorry, I was spacing out.
That's right.
I was like looking up all of the stuff on AER0KNIGHT, and I was like, wait a minute, no, we're still doing a podcast. Ethiopia. That's what I said. I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I had the country correct. So if you're looking for coffee, if you're interested, it's kingscoastcoffee.com. And it is very competitively priced. I don't have like a discount code to shill to you because that's another thing we don't really buy into is constantly discounting our products to how much we really want to sell it. Yeah.
This is not an ad.
No,
legitimately, I think people should try it out. And I think it's a cool way for you guys to branch out and do something outside of Twitch that you are obviously passionate about.
I think that every broadcaster, every YouTuber needs to plan all things that can begin, can end. And there's nothing wrong with planning your exit while you are still at peak or while you are hot or whatever the fancy word you want to say. Planning to exit something is a good idea. So that's why we started King's Coast. And, we got a whole bunch of other stuff coming next year as well. That'll be really exciting.
Awesome.
So keep an eye out.
Looking forward to it. I see all these tweets and you're like, it's going to go off. We just wait for King's Coast is going to go ham.
It's going ham, dude. We got a lot of stuff
happening. What are they up to with this
year.
Coffee, man?
We're working hard. We really are.
I believe it. So I'd love to talk about another thing that you've newly introduced to your audience, which is the Ask Broman podcast.
Oh, right.
Which I think is on fire right now, man. I just see tons of stuff on social media, and lots of folks in our community have been checking it out and really enjoying it. I, of course, have as well. I have to say, regretfully, I can't keep up with your feed, though, dude. Like,
what do you mean?
Churning it out, and I don't have the time to listen to all of it.
Well, I don't put it out. I don't put it out on the daily so that everyone can listen. I put it out on the daily. So, some people like to consume content daily. Like that.
Absolutely.
That's the game I came from was YouTube, which is upload daily, Twitch stream daily.
Yeah.
So I do 3 proper episodes a week that are about an hour long of Ask Broman. And then I do smaller episodes the other 4 days where I unpack a concept that we talked about on the podcast. So one of the more recent ones, we talked about graphic designer and using the idea of free work as a sort of calling card for yourself. Because when you're starting, and this is a hot topic.
Yeah.
It really is. The idea of free work is a hot topic, but I have always distributed all my content for free. and it's built an amazing career for me. And I've watched it happen to all my friends. And I think that, so we talked about that with the graphic designer on the Wednesday's episode. And then I unpacked that a little bit yesterday. It's an interesting concept. And I would encourage anybody that is out there that is like, I really want to get started, but I want to get paid. Just start doing whatever it is that you want to start doing. Because in the long term, if you acquire a bunch of projects from people that you wouldn't have already had and you're doing them for free when you're building your portfolio or whatever, I think as long as you do it with the intent long term of turning every single one of these people you're working with into a client, you'll win. So, that's sort of like, that's like a basic idea of something that we've talked about. But Ask Broman is, it's a live podcast that I do on Twitch, and I take any and all questions from anybody about anything live. And we just talk about it. My goal is to help as many people as I can in my life, and Ask Broman is sort of a machine or mechanism for doing that.
Yeah. And I, again, haven't heard the full volume of the content so far, but it seems like there's a bent towards content creators. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of the nature of the platform, right? The people who are tuning in and asking. We talk a lot about it. I will say this, if you are a YouTuber, podcaster, or a Twitch streamer, I really feel like the things that we talk about are invaluable. They are the most complete, and practical answers you're going to get about a plethora of questions. And the other interesting thing that's been happening is there's been a community growing around it. So now these people who've been on are starting to kind of cross promote themselves with other people, and they're starting to work together and build a network of connections. It's been really incredible to sort of watch that. I didn't expect that at all. I was really terrified the first time I did it. Honestly, I was like, oh great, I'm going to do Ask Broman, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, look at this guy. He's pompous and thinks he knows everything. And he's come ask me a question and I'll guide you the right way. But I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years and I've attained a level of success that not a lot of people have, especially on Twitch. And, nobody that's operating at my level of followers is doing anything like this.
Right.
And that's why I wanted to do it. Not that I always have 10,000 people watching me, or anything like that, but being on Twitch for 5 years and growing your channel from 0 to over 650,000 followers, you learn a lot. And, my goal, if you're listening to this and you're a content creator and you're like, what a jerk. My goal is this: if I can help you skip a year of your growth, skip ahead from, if you start year 1 and then suddenly you're in year 3, because you listened to some of my mistakes, and you got some advice that you would have had to learn another way by falling on your face, then it's all worth it. My goal with the podcast is 100% to help other people further their careers. That's it.
Yeah. And I think it's a really cool format. It's, a modern take on a call-in radio show.
Yes.
And the one thing that I've always found unique about your style and your entertainment, is that you speak with authority on what you believe. If you are confident that a fact or about something, you're not afraid to talk about it, but you do it authoritatively. And if you feel that you don't know about something, you're not going to BS anybody.
No, I'm very confident and bullish about anything that I have a strong feeling, but I'm always willing to back down. Like if I don't know something, I'm not ashamed to be like, I don't know.
I think I most enjoy when you get sauced on the jam and you spin philosophical though.
Well, that's a
different lane, but
different side. Hell, it's a different side of me. I studied philosophy in college. So, with a lot of focus of what I did was on, artificial intelligence.
Oh my gosh.
And, humanity's relationship with sentient machines and things like that, or potential relationships, hashing out, thought problems and things like that, because that's what I wanted to write my thesis on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like getting drunk and talking about that. Anytime somebody brings up AI and I'm drunk, I'm pretty much done for the evening. I'll just get really, really obsessed. Because it was a huge part of my life, and it's for me, it's really weird to see all of this AI and robot stuff that it was all theory crafting and philosophical hypotheticals now. And then you have countries like, I think it's the UAE has officially, they have a position now that is the United Arab Emirates ambassador to artificial intelligence. So there's,
right.
That's a preemptive move against whatever sort of super intelligence might emerge. But it's really interesting. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad you like it.
So, yeah, but I'll bring it back around.
Sure.
That on Ask Broman, one thing that I think is unique about it is something that I've also seen in conventional business, in that there's value for everyone in the belief that whatever you're trying to achieve in life, whether it's, you're a content creator on Twitch or you're building a business in a conventional sense, it's not a zero-sum game. And there's a lot of value to be had on both sides by offering what you have as far as knowledge in your business or in your trade or whatever it is you do, and in helping other people grow along with you. And those people growing can elevate the culture of a group, just as we've seen in the Destiny community over time, over the past 3 years. I think a lot of value has been gained in the way that you guys have been able to help other channels grow, other content creators grow. You're open with the knowledge and the education that you have and the hard knocks that you've taken, and nobody else really does that. And I think it's really unique. I even have seen stuff like that happen in conventional trades, where those types of movements are starting to happen, where people form groups and ways where they share knowledge, nation or globally, to help elevate each other. And I think it's a trend that's going to continue to happen, but you guys are at the forefront of that.
That's how you grow. In philosophy, the concept is often called standing on the shoulders of giants.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this is true in every field, in mathematics, engineering, name anything. I mean, it can be a STEM field, it can be an arts field, but you are always standing on the work of your predecessors, and using that work as scaffolding to build whatever it is you're going to build. And,
right.
One of my biggest passion projects that I have is, content creation, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. All of it is new, and it's been around for basically 10 years, maybe a little bit longer at this point. Long enough that we need to start working together to compile our knowledge, so that we know what does and doesn't work, so that when the next generation of content creators come up, people who are like 10 now, maybe just being born, because you can start a Musical.ly account now, and then you can be like 13 and have 1 million followers already. But I think that now is the time for us to sort of gather together and start putting our knowledge together in a base where it's easy to access, so that everyone can sort of push each other forward to the next level. Because YouTube, Twitch, everything, social media has changed so many people's lives for the better. I'm sure that you've gotten messages like this on your podcast, where it's like, I love your podcast, I listen to it, it's really helped me out of a lot of dark places and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much value in growing a community online that's positive, or just helping people escape, or helping people laugh, or helping people learn, that I just want to see that continue to succeed long after I have a massive amount of skin in the game. Because I know I can't do this. I know I can't stream, as much as I do now, and make as much content as I do now, forever. So I want to make sure that while I'm in the game, I'm doing everything I can to elevate it.
Absolutely. I thought it was a great example that you put forth, about, content creators starting out and doing work for free. It's funny because you were talking about graphic design. We have a graphic designer that, guy that was in our community. He was really well known in our group just as being an awesome person and always funny and always around our Discord and chatting. And he didn't even really tell people he knew how to do graphic design, but he just started playing with it one day. He just started offering to do stuff for people. He started just making funny on the fly graphics, and people kind of start to see he had some skills. And before you know it, like, he's doing, overlays for people, for small streamers. And then he's doing that, and he started doing work for us and just giving. And it very quickly went from that to he was turning away commissions for months.
Wow.
He got so busy.
That's wild.
And the people that he helped had so much gratitude for the value that he gave them that he got put out everywhere at once and just had a ton of business. And I know that personally, it ended up helping him personally, like the ability to bring in that extra money made a big difference in their life. So yeah, perfect example of what you're, referring to in giving value up front. I think it's
that's a big thing I talk about a lot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I've learned with business the tricky balancing act, no matter what you do, is how you always are able. How do you always deliver more value to people, no matter what? So they always feel like they got more than they paid you for, basically.
Yeah. Over deliver.
Yeah, and it's a tricky thing to do.
It's hard,
because there's always money involved or time or some resource, but yeah, I think that's stellar advice for anybody that's trying to start out. Give as much as you can up front.
And get in there.
Can't be afraid to work for free.
Get in there and get after it.
Yeah,
work for free, but don't let people take advantage of you.
Absolutely.
Work for free on your terms. I think that's the thing everyone gets hung up on. They're like, well, what? So I should do this forever? No, you're doing it on your terms. You're doing it because you think it has value. The second working for free doesn't have value for you anymore, or you don't see it, quit doing it and demand money.
Yeah.
It has to be on your terms. I am by no way trying to tell people that this is how it has to be.
Just advice, just some friendly advice.
Yeah.
So Ask Broman podcast, anybody can come on and ask you questions.
Yes.
Where can they watch? And if they wanted to try to get on and ask you a question, how would they do that?
They can watch. It's, we record Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Are the days we record on Twitch, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I usually tweet the time out beforehand. You can watch at twitch.tv/Professor Broman. Which is my name. Yeah. So, and I tweet out beforehand. I don't have a set time because I like to vary it so that I can hit folks across every different time zone, etc.
Nice. Clever.
Thanks.
So let's talk about some Destiny for a few minutes. That is a Destiny podcast, right?
This is a Destiny podcast. Yes.
What do you think about Curse of Osiris?
I thought that it was a really fun first playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the story was fun, and I like the weapons and all that stuff, but it didn't hit all the right notes for me. I think Destiny 2 is in need of an investment overhaul, so that you feel there is a reason to play a lot.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a great 30, 40, 50 hour experience for you and your buds. If you've never done all the stuff before, but I feel like there's not enough differentiation across the field of all the activities to really pull you in and give you a reason to do everything. There's no carrot on a stick to chase. So I'm hoping that with this next DLC, much like in Destiny 1, when the House of Wolves launched, it was the first overhaul to Destiny's investment system. That's when they introduced Ascension. And all that other stuff, and I believe re-rolling as well. So I have hopes that this next DLC will be a big change to the way investments work. If not, it'll be another really good 30 or 40, 50 hour experience. And then we all wait for the Taken Queen is the joke name for it.
That's the go-to name right now.
Yeah.
Savathun. It's got to show up. I honestly will be shocked if they don't use that for the fall expansion.
They got it all set up. Also, from a narrative standpoint, the Hive are they're the narrative foil to the Guardians. So
right.
It makes sense.
And it would make total sense for Prince Uldren to show up in the next DLC. Everything would just be a dark mirror to year one.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll see. But we're on the same page here. We talked a little bit about the raid layer. For me, that has been the highlight of the expansion. What do you think about it?
Yeah. I love the raid layer. It's my favorite raiding experience in Destiny to date.
Totally across the board.
Yeah.
All right. Strong position. I like it. What is it that makes you feel that way?
It's the most active, but it's still varied. It's still technical, but it's accessible, and it's not overly punishing, which was a huge problem with some of the other raids. I mean, even if you go back to Vault of Glass, during those first few months when you were trying to clear it, one person dies and you're done. Right. Even if you have reses. So I feel like they really struck mechanically and timing wise the spacing necessary for execution, so that if you have if somebody messes up and dies, then you have a chance to recover. You have a chance to get back in there. And I think that's important. I don't think that casualizes an experience, because it still requires a high level of execution. This raid does. You need to coordinate to take out the you need to coordinate to break the shell. You need to coordinate to break the gravity bomb. You need to work together to place the heads and stuff. So you have constant communication and talking. And of course you got lots of waves of enemies. So everybody's fighting and feels valuable. Yeah. I just really feel like they nailed the level of engagement, and I would love every raid from now on to feel a lot more like that. And a lot less like, Captain Puzzle's Puzzle Patrol. The raid.
What I feel like they did that hit a sweet spot with the raid layer was that you get that level of action that you got from sections of the Vault of Glass.
Yeah.
Where you're fighting for your life, but you're also achieving an objective. But then also the motion and the requirement for this ballet to occur with your fire team, in the objective that they kind of perfected in Wrath, where you're kind of doing this dance, and everybody's kind of moving around the arena.
For sure.
And so I felt like they combine those, and even it being an asymmetrical arena, it's at the center and you have the whole space around it, that kind of perfected that almost.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
It's super fun. I think the downside though is that ultimately less players are raiding even than in Destiny 1.
Yeah, for sure.
And so many people are missing out.
The motivation's not there.
Yeah.
The motivation's not there, and that's the problem. That's what bothers the ever living garbage out of me, is that I ran the Vault of Glass so many times after I had a Vex just to see if I could get another one. I ran Crota to try and get another Necrochasm or a Black Hammer, these weapons that not only held a lot of prestige because they were rare, but they were also powerful. And I really feel like, literally since Vault of Glass and the Mythoclast, and then maybe the subsequent chase for a Yallarhorn through the rest of the entire game, there really has not been that level of a reward in a raid. The Vex Mythoclast was mythical in its status. it's one of the few weapons in Destiny that truly felt hyper unique, incredibly powerful,
iconic,
and iconic and useful. I don't think Acreus has done a great job, but it's a power weapon. You know, I feel like the Legend of Acreus is it's cool incredible. Gun. It's a great gun. And it's the closest they've come. But, you know, I think that's the sweet spot. And honestly, you know, knowing how Bungie has their teams divided up, right? They have an investments team and a design team and a weapons team. And, you know, the Mythoclast is like a perfect harmony of those three teams dancing together, right? And I really hope that for Gods of Mars that we get something like that again.
I do too.
I'm also really excited that we're finally going to have a new style of enemy to beat up.
That's the rumor.
The new, the rumor.
I'd totally be down to fight some frames if that's what we're fighting.
Whatever those might be.
I think if there was anything I was most surprised but not surprised by was no new enemy race. So far. I mean, they did I think they did a great job. I think they did a great job making the Cabal an enemy that you didn't mind fighting as much.
Yes.
Like they did a fantastic job with some of those design choices, but I was just left wondering at the end of these past two campaigns, like, are we ever going to see a new enemy class, or is it literally going to be 10 years of these 4 or 5 whatever races?
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see. I think some kind of race just based around, like, you know, the war mines and the frames and stuff has some potential. Then throw some Siva in there for some icing, right?
Yeah.
So what else is on the top of your wish list for Destiny 2 this year?
I mean, an overall change in investments. I'd love a ranked PvP system, and I'd love a little bit faster time to kill.
Yep.
In PvP to kind of increase the skill gap and really help high skill players highlight the ability that they have a high level of skill, as opposed to ring around the rosy, let's all shoot the same guy, which is kind of how it feels right now with the team shot situation, which I like rewarding teamwork, but I feel like it's just a little bit too heavily rewarded right now.
Yeah. How have you enjoyed Mayhem?
I love Mayhem.
Dude, is it not the most fun that you've had in Destiny 2 PvP?
Yeah.
I've had so much fun. Like, played more Crucible in the past 3 weeks than since the game started. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
I really hope they keep it around.
Although
I don't know if that's going to happen.
That sounds awesome.
I
would love to have it around.
I have a question for you on behalf of my co-host who couldn't be here. He had a basketball game tomorrow, but he always wants to know what people would think about a card game in the tower.
I would play like the hell out of a
Magic or Hearthstone
card game. Yeah.
Or Gwent.
I'd love a card based mini game. That sounds like a huge win.
Got to keep boosting this until somebody at Bungie is like, I might be able to pull that off.
I know of an individual named T-Rex that they could ask to design something like that, and he would do so.
Oh, absolutely,
wholeheartedly and quite well.
Because I would rather buy virtual card packs from the Otherverse than shaders.
Man. Ooh, careful now. Yeah, I would
throw out some revenue bones.
I'd open up so many packs, dude. I would have the best deck ever. 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Glad I got your consensus on that.
Nailed it, dude.
As a content creator, what is the Destiny 2 launch been like for you?
I mean, it's been exciting. It was a lot of fun. The initial launch was great.
Yeah.
So an incredible amount of excitement followed by an unfortunately large amount of
unruliness,
hard times and disappointment. You know, I think that Destiny 1, everybody had a lot of great grace for the game's flaws, but now it's a sequel, so everything should be operating like it's a sequel. So everything should be rocking and working great, and it should be an improvement. And there's obviously some issues that need to be addressed. So it's been hard dealing with the community reaction to everything, but I think it shows a lot of potential, and I really can't wait for them to realize it.
Absolutely.
But as a content creator, the launch was great. Everything post-launch has been tough.
Yeah. And, you know, logically, you've got entertainment to deliver. So there's a lot of other fun games to play. Yeah. You don't have to fill your full stream with Destiny 2. What else are you playing?
I've been playing some Fortnite.
Fortnite BR. My friends finally got me on that game like last week, and I've been having
a good time. It's a good time. Fortnite. So I was enjoying Fortnite back when it was just the only thing they had was Save the World mode as well.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I could not.
I bought a Founders Pack. I was in that shit, man. I liked it. And so there was that. So I'm playing that. I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter, which is coming out. Played through Wolfenstein. That was a lot of fun.
Wolfenstein 2 was great.
Wolfenstein 2, yeah. And then right now I'm actually playing through Earthbound.
How do you like it, man?
I love Earthbound. It was my favorite RPG growing up, and playing through it as an adult now.
Let's bring back a lot of memories.
It's a lot of memories, but the narrative in the game and a lot of the humor went right over my head as a 12-year-old.
Isn't it crazy how much that happens when you're a kid?
Like at the beginning of the game, like, you know, as a kid, you're like, I don't understand why all these adults are treating me like crap. And then you're like, well, no, duh, dude. Like, if I was a police officer and a meteorite crashed in my town and some 12-year-old's like, let me look at it, I'd be like, no, go home, kid. What's wrong with you?
Right.
Like, you know, like the whole game makes more sense as an adult. So I've really been enjoying that. I'm just sort of killing time until
Monster Hunter.
Mon Hunt. And January 16th, we start our fundraising year for Guardian Con. We're doing an event with the Borderlands community and with Gearbox called The Hunt. I think this is the 5th annual hunt for the Borderlands community.
I've heard of
it. So the goal of The Hunt is you play Borderlands 2, and then we have a score sheet that's been written up. And the goal is to collect on a new character as many legendary and pearlescent weapons and pieces of armor, tech, whatever, that you can inside of a week. And then the winners get a prize. But this year, we're still doing all of that. But we're encouraging everyone who participates to either fundraise for St. Jude on their channel or consider making the whole event on their channel about raising money. Myself and King Gathalion will be raising money for the kids of St. Jude, and supporting the Guardian Con cause during the week. I'm really excited. It's going to be a blast. If you have a channel of any size, it really is a fun event. If you're a newer broadcaster, it's a great way to get some exposure to an audience that loves fun and positivity. The Hunt has always been a great time, and it is always boosted viewership, help people get new followers, and really engage with folks, because it's just a fun event, and it's the kind of event that encourages people to channel hop because they want to see how everybody's doing, etc.
Yeah, so people move around a lot, go through the directory, see who's going crazy, who's got what.
Yeah, who's got stupid luck and who doesn't.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, this is a great segue to talk about Guardian Con and your efforts with St. Jude. So
look at that.
Our listeners know about we talk about Guardian Con every year. We were lucky enough to do a live show last year and had an awesome time. Our community that made it out had a ball. I think they've already secured what we call the Derp House for next year. A lot of them got together and
Airbnb
rented a literal mansion.
Oh, nice.
Had a bunch of people stay there, so that was the base of operations for the fam.
I mean, if you're on Airbnb and you got more than 12 people, you can rent yourself a mega mansion.
Oh, yeah.
For less than a La Quinta.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's great.
You could do some stuff. You just got to be a responsible enough adult not to burn it down.
Yeah, just don't wreck it and you're fine. Exactly.
Don't break anything. So you are the charity director for Guardian Con.
I
Tell
am
us what that
the charity director.
entails.
Okay. Any fundraising effort is coordinated by me. So any fundraising event that we're doing, so like the hunt and all of the other events that you're going to see leading up to Guardian Con this year, because we're doing a lot more than just the week-long charity stream.
Right.
We're going to be working with more developers leading up to the event, more communities leading up to the event to do two things. One, raise more money for the kids, and two, promote the very real idea that Guardian Con is about gaming, positivity, and community. All of those things not isolated to a single game.
Absolutely.
So it entails all the fundraising efforts and coordinating things with St. Jude. And of course, everybody's favorite thing, putting together the charity schedule. Make sure to optimize that,
AKA the worst job of the year,
and not sleep for a week, and deal with all the problems there, and
then roll right into Guardian Con after that.
And then roll right into Guardian Con. Then I was busy for a week, and then I had the most packed schedule at the event as well.
Crazy, man.
Hey, I mean, it is, I have one life and my goal is to give back as much as I can. So if I have to burn it at both ends for a month, it is well worth the effort.
Definitely. So what is the goal for Guardian Con in 2018? What do you want to raise? Has that been announced?
We have two big things. We've talked about it, but, the official, if you go to guardiancon.co/support right now, our official goal on that page is $1.5 million.
Okay.
Which is, 200,000 more than we raised last year.
Yeah.
My personal goal for the event is $2.4 million, which runs the hospital for a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the goal. $2.4 million.
I've heard you mention that several times, that your ultimate desire is to hit that bar.
Yeah, I want to do that, and I want it to be a guarantee for them every year that we're going to at least run the hospital for them for a day. That they can count on us for that.
Yeah.
And we're doing something else that is not goal setting, but it is kind of a first in form and first in the space this year.
Mm-hmm.
We've been pushing really, really hard with Tiltify.
Right.
To develop something that matches one of St. Jude's core fundraising values, which is sustained giving. So launching sometime this year, hopefully in January, we will be partnering with Spotify and St. Jude, or not Spotify, sorry, Tiltify and St. Jude. Bomb drop, Spotify.
Boom. You heard it here first.
Surprise. No, we will be partnering with St. Jude and Tiltify to present a first on Twitch, which is a way for you to sign up for a sustained gift that you will be able to give all year to St. Jude through Guardian Con.
Nice.
And when you sign up for this gift, there'll be special custom alerts and things like that. But the reason that we want to do that is the compound factor of a sustained gift is insane. 70% of the budget of St. Jude is done through sustained giving. And I know that a lot of people save up all year and they're like, man, I just really wish I could, so-and-so gave $10,000 and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But all I can afford right now is $5. This gives you the option of saying, oh, I have $5 spare extra, every month. I want to give that to St. Jude. Here, click, click, click. I get a cool alert. It'll sort of work like a sub. And now instead of just giving $5 over the course of the event, you're giving $60 over the course of a year.
Yeah.
And it has so much more impact. And my gut feeling is just to put it in perspective, if we took everything away last year and just said, instead of all of the different varying donations that we had last year, we had about 28,000 individual donations. During the event. Yeah, it's huge. And if we took everyone and instead of whatever amount they gave, they pledged $5 a month over the course of the whole year.
Right.
That is $1.6 million.
Yeah.
So, and that's just what we have already. And, assuming people don't give more and stuff like that. It is a really exciting thing. And I can't wait to launch it. And I hope, if you gave last year, our goal with Guardian Con isn't just to promote St. Jude once a year. It's to promote the idea of making the charity of choice for your lifetime. Mm-hmm. There are very few charities, and I've worked in the nonprofit space before I was on Twitch. There are very few charities that I feel are worth a lifelong dollar contribution from anyone, and St. Jude does so much. They are definitely deserving of that. From curing cancer to doing stuff that folks don't even know that they do. They're one of the only clearinghouses for the flu vaccine, or the flu, the flu shot that you get. There's 4 clearinghouses for the flu shot in North America, and one of them is St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Wow.
And they also pioneered the DNA or RNA research that is used to generate that shot every year. So not only do they cure cancer, which is amazing, but the life-saving impact of the flu shot far outstrips lives saved. They've saved more lives with flu shots than they probably will ever save with their cancer research, because the flu affects so many people. Yeah. So if you're like, I don't really care that much about cancer, this, which makes you terrible, by the way, that is just one of the many other research projects that they have at the hospital that has far-reaching benefits and implications to not just folks who live in the U.S., but people who live everywhere.
Wow. Well, obviously anybody should pay attention to what you guys are doing and what the community is doing for St. Jude. I think it's a very worthy cause that you've taken on. You're very passionate about it. I'm excited about everything you're saying. You guys are using your noodles to do some great things. I think, the sustained giving, like you said, conventionally, that's how nonprofits function.
Exactly.
It's through sustained giving, and you guys can take the, for lack of a better word, the passion and the hype that surrounds Guardian Con, and if you can turn that into sustained giving, you can make an even bigger impact. So
you make an incredible impact.
Awesome,
I'm
man.
super excited about it. Thank you.
Yeah. So if and another thing I think that's really cool this year that you guys are trying to do is giving people the ability to do their own events or participate in other events to raise money towards St. Jude as a part of the Guardian Con umbrella. And I know that you guys are using like Tiltify to do that, right? Mm-hmm. How can people get involved if they want to do something on their own?
If you want to donate, you can go to guardiancon.co/support and click the donate button. You can donate right now. If you want to, you can set up a team, which can be you and a group of other people, or you can set up an individual channel. And you go to guardiancon.co/support. You click on, start a team or fundraise, and you follow the instructions and you're good to go. One piece of advice, make sure you hit publish after you're done designing your campaign. Otherwise, you won't get the link that you need to give people. We had a fun day in chat troubleshooting a guy's situation for like an hour before he came in, and he was like, so bro, man, don't kill me, but I didn't click publish. We've already got some teams going. I know the Geek Chick has started a team called the Tugboats, and their goal is to raise, I believe it is $20,000.
Nice.
We've got a lot of people in there already. I just want to check it really quick and just like give you a quick rundown of what's
absolutely
going on, if that's cool.
Please do. Yeah.
Come on, website. Too many computers, man.
Yeah. While you're looking it up, I know as well the event, coming up in July
13th and 14th at the Tampa Bay Convention Center.
is there anything that you can tell us new or exciting that we can expect this year that may be different from last year?
I mean, it's at the actual convention center.
That's big.
Which is a big change. It is right downtown, so everything around it, there will be piles of stuff to do. There's 3 hotels that are directly attached to it. Everything's within walking distance. There's a trolley out front that'll take you anywhere you want to go downtown. We are also partnered with the city of Tampa this year.
Yeah.
So the city of Tampa is going to be putting together a Guardian Con guide that people will be able to pick up. That'll be filled with like discounts, or I think there's going to be a purchasable thing that gives you like $700 worth of experiences in Tampa for like $20.
Nice.
So for those of you that attend and for longer than the event, because I know a lot of people turned this into a vacation last year. Since we were so far out, our primary focus was, if you're coming down here and you're bringing your family and you're making this a vacation, we are partnering with the city of Tampa Bay. So you can go see, winter at the Clearwater Aquarium. You can go to the zoo. You can go to Busch Gardens. You can do all this stuff at a massively discounted rate, from the folks in Tampa Bay. So that is outside the event center.
That's cool.
Yeah. Inside the event, we have more artists and art for the event this year than we had last year. I'm going to assume by a factor of 10.
Oh, wow.
Based off of interest. We don't have everybody's contracts signed and drawn up, but right now that's where we're at. Along with all of the artists, we also have a lot of local Tampa Bay artisans, including some folks that do like special custom glass beer mugs and things like that are like sandblasted, and they do all this custom like nerd stuff.
Dude, I can't wait because like the art booths, I think I spent the most time at this last year.
We have. I have been personally trying to push a lot of people. If you're out there and you're an artist and you're debating whether or not you should try Guardian Con, a booth costs about $300, it's about $600 for a booth. Everyone who came last year sold out of all of their artwork day one, had to go do reprints or take pre-orders on day 2.
Yeah.
So it is I feel comfortable in telling you it's an incredibly safe investment. It's a great way to get your art in people's hands and maybe make a profit off of your art for the first time. Which I really want to put you on if you're an artist. I know how hard it is. We were talking about free work earlier. This is an opportunity for you to get paid.
A little investment.
Yeah. So that is, so we're doing all that. As far as main stage things that we are working on, nothing I'm telling you right now is confirmed. It's all stuff that we're working on.
Sure.
We're definitely interested in bringing Destiny back, trying to do some sort of a tournament or expo matches or things like that on day 1. The current plan is, on day 2 is to work together, and set some things up so we can do some really, really awesome stuff with, the folks at Epic and Fortnite to sort of close out the event day 2.
Nice.
And we are, and I guess that wouldn't be closing out the event. Closing out the event would be, we are in talks and in process, speaking to a lot of nationally touring artists and bands to see which one we want to bring to close out the event. So, not only is it an amazing gaming convention, you're going to have fun. You're going to meet so many people. It's going to feel like family, all that good stuff. But there's a chance that, we don't have the person booked yet, but most likely it'll be the cheapest concert ticket you ever bought. If you come day 2. So, that is everything we've got on the table right now. I know that everyone has been asking about like, oh, when are the info blasts? When are blah, blah, blah. The big thing that we learned from doing this last year was we would always come out with what we thought was great, big piles of information, and everyone always wanted more. So the plan is, we're going to trickle information out on all of our social media stuff. And then probably 6 weeks to a month out from the event, we might do an InfoBlast stream and just lay it all out there.
Nice.
But for now, we finally hit the right amount of VIP tickets this year. I think we have about 80 left out of the 1,000 VIP tickets. So if you're interested at all, VIP is great. It gives you early access to the event. You get catered meals. You'll have a VIP lounge that doesn't suck. We heard your feedback last year and you wanted more, and we're doing that. You'll have special podcasts that will be done only in the VIP area. There's a lot of really cool stuff. So feel free to clean those out if you want to. Or if you're, looking for the 2-day passes, I think the 2-day passes are around $45, $50. And I can tell you, I've been to a lot of gaming conventions, and Guardian Con feels incredibly special compared to a PAX or South by Southwest, because it is all about community, which means if you're coming to meet X broadcaster or Y YouTuber, you're going to meet him. You'll probably get to talk for 5 minutes. You'll get to hug it out. And that is an experience that you will not get anywhere else. Yeah,
I will say that the creators that come, they're there for those people.
For the fans.
That is why they're there. They don't get me wrong. They all enjoy each other's company. And shooting the stuff. But I have the utmost respect for the guys that stood for 12 hours for 2 days in a row and just would not let up until everybody met them that wanted to meet them.
Absolutely.
And it was family friendly. There were kids of all ages. There's babies, mamas, daddies.
Yes, it is the most family friendly environment. we try really hard to do the family friendly 100%.
Yeah, it was great. It is a great community atmosphere. The Dirt Fam will be there again. And as always, I will issue the rallying cry to get your butt out there again this year, because we're planning to have a great time. We hope that you come too.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. I'll see you again, if anything. Well, man, I know that I've got to let you go, but
sure. Yeah, we got other things to do.
Yep. We gotta keep on moving here.
Yeah.
It's been great to have you on the show. I really appreciate it. And would love to know where people can find you.
All right. If you're looking to find me on Twitch, I'm twitch.tv/ProfessorBroman. If you're looking to find me on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat, I am Professor Broman. On YouTube, I am youtube.com/BenWCA, cause LOL. And branding, man, that was the one thing I couldn't, because I couldn't change it when I wanted to. Yep. And if you are interested in listening oh my God, I can't talk right now. I'm all talked out. If you're interested in listening to my podcast, there you go. It is the Broman Podcast. It is everywhere. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Anchor, Podbean, anywhere.
Yep. You're also on the Jam.
I'm also on the Jam, which is available on all the platforms I just said. Yes.
Yep. Which is one of my favorites as well. Can't let the Jam go by. All right, man. Well, thanks again for coming on. We will hope to have you back on the show again soon when it's in due time. Until then, have a great night.
You as well. Thank you.
All right, man. That was a lot of fun. Doubling back on something we talked about. I had mentioned in our time talking that I had ordered some of the King's Coast coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered some of the Get Woke roast. And it arrived the same day I did the interview with him, and I hadn't made it home to even open it and try it. So now that I have had it, and it is delicious, and it smells, oh my gosh, it's the best smelling coffee ever smelled in my life. I'm not kidding. You can like smell the earth. Oh,
I know, man. I see their tweets so much, and I'm like,
so good.
I need to.
You try some.
Yeah, I drink at least 1 cup every single morning. It's like my routine. So
yeah, if you drink coffee, if you like coffee, I would try some of their stuff. It's really good.
Granted, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. We've talked about so many random things. I've got a coworker that calls my coffee beverage a mixed drink because they've seen me prepare it. It is like it's the smallest ingredient in it once I get done is the actual coffee itself.
Oh my gosh.
I'm one of those.
That's funny.
One of those. Are you just straight?
I drink as close to black as I can.
No
Sometimes
way, man.
I've started now to add a little bit of stuff, maybe like a little bit of creamer, a little half and half, a little packet of sugar.
Dude,
just a little bit,
I
but
like sugar it up. It's like a tan, a light tan when I get done with it.
yeah, it kind of depends on the coffee. If it's a good coffee that I made, or if it's like a coffee I know I like the flavor, I won't do much. But sometimes I don't. I'll be at a meeting or I'll be like somewhere and I'll get, whatever coffee's on hand. I'm like, ugh, this needs something.
I know. I like won't drink it sometimes if I go somewhere because of all the prep work it takes to get it ready for me to be able to drink it. That's like, as far as, like, I don't know if they'll have this or that, or if I'm at someone's house, if it's got to be much easier if you just drink it straight out of the.
Yeah, it can be easier if you drink it black. Yeah.
But man, I love the smell though. Like I love it. And I just don't like some, the bread aisle and the coffee aisle, dude. Those are the two best aisles in the grocery store. They smell so good. But like like some coffee, I can deal with a little bit more of like the bitter coffee taste. But I don't know if I'll ever acquire that just like straight coffee. Like
and it kind of, it depends on the coffee. Like you can
so
have some that are black
ones
that are still really smooth. If it's blended right, or if it's a good, some good beans, like they're not all bitter. So
we could get Manny in on this. I think.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is another Dirt Fam Destiny community conversation, guys. You have to tweet at Destiny Reset. Tweet us and let us know if you drink your coffee straight up or if it's a mixed drink when you get done with it.
Black or mixed drink.
There you go. Cyborg or Arrow.
Straight out the bottle. Or do you forgo all of that and you just do a quad shot?
There you go. Yeah.
Just espresso or something.
Dude, like somebody even finally told me when I go to Starbucks now and I get a hot chocolate, because I actually will make for our family. I'll make hot chocolate like on the stove. It's so good. And but like if I go to Starbucks or something now, I don't remember where I heard this, but I'll do like half white chocolate, half a shot of white chocolate, and then half of dark chocolate, because otherwise it's just, I don't do like that dark like chocolate flavor. So like transitioning from coffee to it's kind of similar, I guess. It's like, I don't know, I like it just to be a little lighter, a little sweeter, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, if you like white chocolate, I see what I feel what your taste profile is.
You get what I'm saying?
I do not care for white chocolate.
Yeah. Is it white chocolate pretzels?
And I also don't like milk chocolate either.
Oh man.
I like
no way.
Dutch chocolate.
I can do both, but I like my milk chocolate. I see some new merch, dude, with some new coffee mugs, and it just says Cyborg's style of coffee, and on the side, or Arrow's coffee.
There you go.
It's mixed drink.
Yeah,
or
man.
Straight.
You could do that. That'd be good. That'd be a good coffee cup right there. All right, man. Well, we had a little email in the Dirt Fam discourse that we could read this week.
The Facebook King.
I've talked so much in the show with this interview. I think you need to take this one now.
Oh man, I was gonna say you're up. I think I read the last one. All right, here we go. This is Mr. Barry Serby Leslie, the Facebook King. He says, feedback on D2. He left us this just before Christmas, a couple weeks ago. So just so you know, on the timeline here. He says, hey, I wish to wade in on the issues facing Destiny 2. I've been genuinely having a blast playing the game since Curse of Osiris dropped. The campaign was a bit lame, and it was a case of trying to get my characters through as quickly as possible. Once done, I'm loving playing the grind to max light. The game has changed forever. It is definitely not geared towards keeping players in the game indefinitely. Luke Smith wasn't wrong when he said players should also be playing other games. Simply, there is not enough to keep players passionate about the game. I normally jump on for 5 months and take a few months over Christmas to play other games, but this year I've been so bored once I reached max light, I only came back in because of the expansion and raised light level. I'm already at 225 on all 3 characters and dreading reaching the cap next week. There's so much hate regarding this game right now, and I'm in agreement with some of it. I'm not someone who will ever pay for in-game items, so I'm not going to mention microtransactions, but this is adding up to be a disaster. Destiny 1 catered for the hardcore and casual gamers with depth. This time round, it seems to be an all-out attempt to give flimsy game that fails to live up to its predecessor. You can't even select missions or strikes that you wish to replay. Am I wrong in my analysis? I wish you both and everyone behind the scenes and the ever-amazing Destiny Reset community a wonderful Christmas and an awesome 2018. Let's hope better times are to come for our game. All the best, guys. Sir B. Leslie. Thank you, sir, for that email and feedback. Dang, Facebook King, he's usually all about it. So Destiny 2's even kind of reached him a little bit in some of this. Yeah,
he didn't mince his words, but he's honest in his feelings about the game. And I think, Barry, that a lot of those circumstances you're running into, you're not alone. You know, it's different for different people. Like, I feel some of those same attitudes towards certain parts of the game, but I still find things I enjoy about it. I'm still able to play it, but it kind of just depends on like what kind of itch Destiny scratches for you. And there's a lot of things that go into like why people play Destiny, both socially, you know, how the game systems work, like what they find fun about it. You know, I think he's feeling kind of the tough in-game vacuum that's there, and then the pressure of Eververse, and just some of those universal flaws that people feel are in the game. But I would hang out, see what they're gonna do to change some of that. You might be able to come back in a month, 2 months, 3 months, and see something that's improved that might scratch that itch a little better for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which, you know, since his email, it was actually the day before Christmas. We had a lot of things implemented up to that point, but there's been many conversations on Twitter and the forum since he posted this, so I'm sure he'd have some additional thoughts and you know, what he's thinking with what they're telling us and what we're expecting to get maybe this month even. But you know, it all comes from a place of love for the game. You know, him saying he's hit 225 light when he'd sent this email, and he's dreading reaching the cap the next week. Like, you can just hear it.
I think he probably meant 325 there.
Oh yeah, sorry, 325. Yeah, 325 and then 335. So you can just hear it. Like he's not wanting to hit the light level cap. Like he wants to be able to keep grinding that, even though there's other things to grind. You know, it's like that definitely
some of that stuff's not for everybody, you know.
Right.
Like,
yeah. It's like that. The light level just always makes you feel like you're progressing. So yep, I see what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, but thanks for the email, man. You know, good or bad, we like to hear what you guys think about the game, and especially
stick around.
Good to hear from people that have been around, communicated with us for a long time, to kind of see where you're at with the game. If you've got anything that you'd like to sound off on, maybe you've got a question that you'd like to hear us answer, or an opinion on something we talked about, send us an email or a SpeakPipe. Email destinyresetpodcast@gmail.com and speakpipe.com/destinyreset if you prefer a voice message. Either one works for us.
Yeah, Barry, send us an email again in the next month or so, maybe after the next patch, and give us an update on how you're feeling about the game.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to chat about this if you want, Cyborg. I threw up a tweet this week. I think we kind of talked about this off the show. I don't know if we ever mentioned it on.
Yeah.
But, I just kind of threw up a tweet and I said, random Destiny thought for the day. Still deciding if I like the change in design on ghosts. They're a classic character in the game. I guess I thought they would always look the same. The new ones do look cool. Just have to get used to it. What do you guys think? Dude, I got all kinds of feedback on this. Anywhere from agreeing like that people really didn't think or want the ghost to change, or that they would, to other people saying like, whoever said ghosts had to look the way they look.
Right.
You know, they could look like anything. Of course, we ended up going back and forth with some jokes because, you know, I'm like, well, is there any lore that says like they should look different? And then, you know, I'm like, next thing we'll know, they'll have Bluetooth Bluetooth headphones, and then you sent me what you actually messaged me tonight. The back of a Ghost you get from Eververse actually does have audio jack.
It's got
auxiliary jack and a micro USB.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. Like, you sent me the back of an image. You were inspecting a ghost. I thought you were just joking on Twitter that like your Alexa ghost had that or something.
Real stuff, man.
It's hilarious. But, this got me thinking more because, like, NFG Rocker Dude tweeted me, and he said, aren't they ghost shells, or have they changed the name? I always thought that this is a way to dress up your ghost or to make it look cool, like how people put sweaters on their dogs, a form of expression, if you will. He's like, because don't all ghosts start looking the same, but then it's the Guardian's choice on which shell to use. So that, like, this is why I love chatting with the community, because I'm like, man, I just want them to look like we know them to look like. I think that's what I would prefer. And I'm like, wait a second, a lot of people tweeted me and said, I wish you could see them more often in the game. And then with his tweet, I'm like, that makes sense. Like, if we could really customize our ghost, I think Manny even said the same thing in this feed, really put some expression into our ghost, even if it's all cosmetic. I know you can do shaders right now, and they did, like the whole conversation here, they released some different looking ones. But if there was just 5 to 8 different layers of customization on your ghost, and you actually, other people saw them all the time in the game, I think that really could be cool. It'd be a cool way to express kind of your Guardian style, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that would be a really cool feature too. I think the ghosts being, customizable and even having a different take on the ghost shell, I think it fits fine in the game universe. I think it was just a bit shocking a little bit, culture shock almost to people when they did it. I thought, and my tweet was, I think it was a very bold move, and I commend that. I'm not totally a fan of the design itself, but I'm interested to see what else they can come up with. Like, a lot of people really, really like Segura's shell style. And so, I think it'll give the artists a little more, freedom to do some cool things with how the ghosts can look. And I think that's a good thing overall.
Man, I went from, I posted that, and that was kind of what I was thinking at the time. And I thought about it here and there. And after going back and forth and reading all those tweets, like just chatting with the community, it's like, wait a second. I think, I think this makes sense. Like, I kind of changed my opinion on it a little bit. So I agree. Like, it's, again, like you said, I'm not fully a fan of like some of the ones right now from Eververse, but I think you could definitely have some fun with it.
My only
like Segura,
beef,
that one's cool.
My only beef is that if they're gonna do this, why can't we get some ghost shells that like look like harpies and stuff, like crazy stuff like that? Like, let's go. Like, if you're gonna take that step, let's go the extra mile. Like, make them really wacky and fun, and just go all out with it. People can really enjoy having some very unique shells and stuff. So
like
I'm
said,
all for it, man. Spice it up.
The design of the ones, like we said, those aren't. It sounds like neither of us are really a big fan of some of the ones in Eververse, but that Segura one, like somebody had mentioned, that one's cool, dude.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, man. So like, it's funny. Like, I can get on board with that one.
Yeah, I'm really close to getting the Segura exotic ghost shell too. I think I have like 2 more weapons to finish.
Very cool.
And I'll have it. Can't wait. I want it.
Cool. Well, anyways, that's just an example of some things that we'd love to chat about in the Dirt Fam Discord. If you guys want to send us some stuff.
Absolutely.
Cyborg already told you how to do that.
We got a new patron this week, right?
We did, yes. The Beard MB. Thank you so much. Actually, been a patron for a little bit. He has, but we were searching out for that gamer tag. So
absolutely. Thanks for becoming a patron. If you don't know what a patron is, you can go to patreon.com/destinyreset, and you can become a patron of the show for as little as $1 a month and support the production budget of the show. By becoming a patron, you get some unique perks like your gamer tag on our website. You get a shout out on the show. You also get access to an exclusive channel in our Discord just for our patrons and supporters. So we thank everyone who has continued and become patrons, and we really appreciate your support of the show.
Yes, very much. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
Well,
I think it's about that time.
I think so. Great episode.
Feel like we just started, but
when you plug in that interview,
I know
it's long. It's long
show.
enough.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at @AER0KNIGHT and Twitch and YouTube. It's AER0KNIGHT. What about you, dude?
Perfect. You can find me at CyborgSasquatch and twitch.tv/CyborgSasquatch. And finally, you can find us at Destiny Reset on Twitter. Also, you can find us on the web at www.destinyresetpodcast.com. That's your source for all things DRP. Got any iTunes reviews, man?
We do, actually. This week, we got a new 5 out of 5. No written, but we appreciate it. Guardian, whoever you are out there, thanks so much. And I remember this week, dude, we hadn't checked the other stores in a while. And I did pull up the UK store. And guys, bear with us. Like we probably know there's some other reviews out there we're missing. If you don't hear your shout out, sorry. Like it's, go down and change your store and then go to the podcast and then go to the review section. And it's like, if we miss you and you left us a review, just tweet at us because we would love to give you a shout out. We really appreciate any reviews we get. With that said, we've got a little backlogged list here. Cyborg, you want to?
Yeah. So we've got Saduk, Steven 10574, Wolfenstein GBR, Emmets S, Anvil Fire, Vincent Smalls, and Sir B. Leslie.
Yes.
All in the UK, dropped us iTunes reviews.
It's been over the last couple months.
Whoever knows how long since we checked our iTunes reviews in the UK. So
yes. And
thank you guys.
I think it's review number 2 for Vincent and Sir B. Leslie. So
might be, yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks for the reviews, guys. We appreciate if you can leave us an iTunes review if you listen on the iTunes podcast app. 1 stars, 5 stars, whatever you feel. Be honest. We just appreciate the feedback, and it also helps us get seen by more listeners. So please help us out. Go drop us a review there.
Yes, we very much appreciate it. And guys, you hopefully saw our little teaser tweet this week. We talked about Professor Broman coming on this episode. And coming soon, we hope very soon, Houndish, Captain McFly, and Guardian you may know, Hidden. We hope to have those guys on soon. So
looking forward to it.
Yes, good stuff coming. Anyways, good chatting
with
you as usual, dude.
See you next time, buddy.
See you next time. Until next week, have fun playing Destiny 2. And take care, Guardians.